with Deep Thought Cycle Blog, and I am on the way home from my nightly practice, where I've been riding home, riding to the Tesla factory and back. I've done it now. This is my third time. My first time I did it with that drawbridge video, it took me about an hour and 36 minutes. The second time I did it, I did it yesterday. Beautiful day. I took my front rack off and I rode with no bags. I did it an hour and 14 minutes. And then today, right now I'm coming back. I just turned around at the security center. I'm going back now. And man, it was so hard. It was an hour and 45 minutes. And it was complete wind. Like head-on wind the whole time. And going up in elevation, it was a really hard workout. In the desert, I don't know if I've had enough videos to show you, to tell you that it gets really windy. Let me check, make sure I'm not talking to myself, okay? I hate to talk to myself when I make vlogs, right? Let me see here. Alright, we're on, everybody. It gets super windy here in the desert. Like in that Courage the Cowardly Dog, where the wind blows. I don't know, I used to watch that as kids. Man, it gets so windy here. There's an alien structure over there. I know Elon Musk put that there or what. But it was like so windy. My first reaction was, man, screw that noise. This is too hard. I thought there's no way I could do that. Let me set my GPS here. I don't really need the GPS, but I like it. It's kind of cool to have some company sometimes. Let me set my GPS, everybody. Miles, no problem. The wind should be at my back the whole way, right? It better be at my back because it was in my face so bad. Like I was going like 7 miles, 8 miles, 9 miles an hour because I switched over to miles, trying to get used to miles instead of kilometers. And man, it's all right, so let me tell you about the ride here. It was so hard within the first first 5 miles, like it was constant, like draining my energy. I thought, man, I'm gonna turn around. I can't do this. Fuck, it's too windy, right? But then I also thought, like, well, what's gonna happen if what's gonna happen if I'm riding to work and it's windy? I can't just fucking not go to work on my bike and turn around. And so I need to find out what is the maximum travel time, even if it's heavy wind, right? Now heavy wind, I thought, like, you know, I'll ride my bike every day unless it's snowing or icy, because I don't want to be here when snow and ice. And actually right now it's Saturday night, and people have a way of being drunk in Nevada. So I hope nobody kills me, right? You see right now, I've got my Lezyne on overdrive, so the battery's not gonna last that long. And I actually have another Lezyne light at home, but the bastards that sold my handlebar bags, they sold my extra battery. So I have to get home before this light runs out, because as you can see, there's so much debris on the night road. I don't want to be on this highway at night, because in Tesla I'll be at night and in the morning working night shift, right? So Saturday night is when everybody's drunk, right? Oh wow, the wind behind my back. It's so easy to ride as we ride in the nighttime desert, huh? What a difference this makes compared to riding in the nighttime cities of China. I know visually it's more stimulating riding in the nighttime of China in the city streets. I invite you to check out my archives anytime. I guess I'll have to change the title of the YouTube channel to Deep Thought Cycle live from Reno, right? But right now it's the dead of night. I'll get you guys on the video in the morning when you could see the beauty. I mean, when we go to Wadsworth, that's an Indian reservation. And I'm gonna ride up through there for training. You know, I wanted to be specific, test my gear out, test the route out. So I've been riding my normal route to Tesla. And but as my job begins, I'll be riding to other places. I'll go to the Pyramid Reservation. I'll go through Churchill. This is I-80 on the left. And I'll go to all the places I can. And I'll bring you guys with me. So yeah, I'm actually right now, I am so beat because no matter what, I wasn't gonna give up and turn around. Now they're more aggressive at night on this highway, but they're still not bad as Chinese drivers. But they're drunk, so that makes me scared. Because in China, if you're drunk, you go to prison, I guess. And in America, you just get a little ticket, right? So, the wind, you gotta have a strategy about the wind. The wind is dry, number one. So if you come out of a tropical, humid environment, like where I was living before, it really dries out your nasal passages, and wow, so bad. Number two, the constant wind. For me, I'm not like Lohan. I gotta wear a hat because the wind makes your ears, makes you sick, for me. So I'm wearing a thin balaclava that blocks the wind. Even though I had a short sleeve jersey on and a long sleeve short shirt, yesterday I put on a sunblock, rode without a shirt the first 2 days. But I put on a long sleeve shirt today since it's getting cooler a little bit. And right now I'm wearing that Endura jacket. Pretty cool deal. And but anyways, it's dry, and so I was wearing a balaclava with a t-shirt, right? Look kind of strange, but you need to keep that non-stop wind out of your ears. It makes you sick. Yesterday I was riding home on this route here, and I saw a rattlesnake go out in front of me, going into traffic. I didn't have my camera on, but it's the first snake that I've seen, and it was in the night. When I came here, you know, right now I'm riding on the shoulder, and there's a valley down there, and there's a river over there in that darkness. And across that valley, there's a huge mountain ridge. And when I came here, it was unbelievable. Unbelievably difficult compared to riding on the side of the road right here. You know that? Oh, I feel like I gotta check out with the true in my rear tire. I get a little bit of a elliptical bounce when I go down high speed, but flying like I am right now, you know, I can't help but remember what an extremely difficult time it was hiking and pulling up my bike up the mountains on the right of me over that mountain ridge. In comparison to this, you know, I'll be home in an hour and 15 minutes or something with the wind at my back like this or no wind. Compared to coming here the first night, wow, that was a hike, I'll tell you what, guys. I could still feel the challenge. Remembering that as I ride right now. So it's a huge difference. It's like going back in time to go over there. So what I've been up to, I bet you've been wondering, right? Well, I got the background checks complete, my jobs, all this stuff like that. I did my physicals, and I'm getting ready to start. I guess next week. My housemates are really cool. I live with another Tesla engineer, and I live with somebody who went to Stanford, and nice guys, and the landlord is a really cool guy. Heck of a guy. I don't want to give out personal information, but he's had a great life. He's helped a lot of people. My neighbors are cool. It is a really cool little village, you know, and it's so much culture shock for me. I mean, in comparison to Reno was hell. And my flat right now is so great. Just living in the house is so different. Like, all right, let me give you a visual tour of the house. Number one, it's got a huge garden, or what they say in America, front yard and a backyard. That's cool. He's got a dog, an awesome German Shepherd that weighs like as much as me, and he's such a good dog. It makes me miss my dog Elon, but he plays catch, and he's take him for a walk. He's a great big baby. Great dog. My friend has a couple of Harleys and a couple trucks, and it's real surreal to see all the people that own Harleys and stuff. And he's got a heck of a lot of neighborhood friends. Like, some of his friends are like the state patrol, and like that's cool. So they let me know the laws about riding on the highway. Like, when there's no designated bike route, you could ride like where I'm riding right now, right? Because there's no, so that's cool. They let me know the real specific laws, so I don't get in trouble and stuff. And let's see, in the house it's got a garage, and it's got like a bench to fix a Harley. Oh, we gotta go over here, right? So I put my bike on there, fix my bike too. It's kind of cool. And it's got, like, go inside the house, got a huge, super awesome LG washing machine, man. Like you could put like people inside. It's so big. It's way bigger than the Siemens and Bosch what me and my wife have, and it's so high tech and cool. And likewise, he's got the dryer, and he's got 3 refrigerators what me and the roommates share. He's got a big oven in the kitchen, and on the walls it's really cool decorated of Indians artwork and Mexican revolutionaries, and it's so cool house. The carpet, it's got hardwood floors and hardwood walls, and like the carpet is so cool. In the bedroom, it's got shag carpets, right? And I got a big bedroom, and there's 2 bathrooms, and it's got its own bathtub. Man, I haven't had a bathtub in 20 years, right? We got my kids a wooden bathtub, like the old cowboy kind, right? But like the carpet, man, let me tell you, in Guangzhou, it's too humid to have carpets, right? And a lot of the houses are made to be cool in the summer, so they're like tile floors and like tile walls, and when the weather changes, everything gets wet inside, right? So me and my wife, I try to go and get a carpet, and the carpet is rare. They don't have like anybody's got carpet there, but this hotel sell the carpet to the second-hand place, and so we bought it to go home. And because I was worried, because in Guangzhou and in China, the tile floors get slippery. When the weather changes, everything gets wet and humid and slippery, and I'm worried that the kids are gonna get hurt, you know what I mean, and fall down, because it's really dangerous to fall down. So I got the carpet, and but the problem is the carpet gets wet and it's humid and mold, and so you just can't have a carpet, man. Too hard to keep clean. So it's cool to have a carpet. And I don't know if I told you guys about the weather here or not, but in the winter, it's or in the morning, it's like 9 degrees, 8 degrees. It's like Guangzhou's coldest winter weather. But in the afternoon, it's like summertime, right? Like 30 degrees, 85 degrees outside. So the house is cool. He's got like insulated house, and nighttime it's warm, and air conditioning on all the time. So that's a big shock for me. And I got a really good deal, because I don't have to pay for the internet or electricity or water, and the bedroom's real nice. It's got a TV, and I could use all the cooking stuff and the oven and like the hot sauce, and my friend, my roommates, the landlord's really nice. He cooked a steak, and I said no at first, but then I ate a steak, like, oh, it was so good. And he took us out to breakfast the other day at this place called something Bear, Black Bears or something. You know, normally I just eat oatmeal and a banana and like 6 eggs. He's like, no, come on, it's my treat. And when you walk in the restaurant, it's so crazy, like booths everywhere, and it's really scary, because all the Americans are like so fat in the booths, and like you walk by them and they look at you, and you know that you're gonna get fat too if you eat together with them, right? So it's a little scary, you know, because I don't want to get fat like that, you know. And but I sit down, I watch. My friend is, one of them is like 6'7", right? And I'm watching them, you know, I don't know what the game's on, man. You said you were missing biscuits and gravy, try that. I said, oh man, I don't know. And the biscuits and gravy, it was fucking huge, man. It's like, I said, all right, I ate these biscuits and gravy, like, oh my God. I was so full, you know. I was so crazy full. It was unbelievable. I can't believe people eat like that every day. Of course, I had to go ride my bike. And but he's a really nice landlord, you know, and you know, I'm so lucky I had to borrow from my student's father. I borrowed a little bit of money. I borrowed $2,000, and I spent half of that money on rent until the end of October, and the other half I left in the bank for my wife and kids. You know, it was really tough to save up that money. Oh, I got a problem here. I got some of my spokes here. I hate to stop on the highway. What's in my spokes here? I think it's my hold on, everybody. I took my jacket out of my rack here. I just got tied up a little bit. Don't want that going in my spokes here. Oh, my back hurts so bad, everybody. I had such a hard ride. That was a heck of a hard workout to come here, facing the wind. Oh my God, it was so hard. So I thank again my student's father for that money, and I paid for, you know, October and November. Oh, sorry, September and October. My first plan was to camp out in Fort Churchill. That was my original plan when I came here, if you remember right. For those of the people that were paying attention. But when I got down here, I started to see how hard it was to get housing. And then the other house I looked at, it was like, it was gone, and Fernley takes me an hour and a half to go there right now on my bike. I don't know how I could do it in Reno. So when I saw an open house on Craigslist, I thought that I had to better grab it. And luckily, this guy is so nice, and so I'm really fortunate. I'm really fortunate that my student's father lent money and already helped to sponsor the storage. Now, what was I going to say, everybody? I was going to tell you that, look, I could have stayed and saved more money. But if I would have stayed and saved more money, I would have had to been in a contract for another term. And I thought it'd be harder to get a job later. See, I'm too far over. I gotta hug the wall more so I don't get hit. And down there is a complete drop in the darkness. up the side of the mountain. Pretty freaky, huh? And there's more debris over here, but there's drunk people on the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle. So Steve is my landlord's name. He's real cool. He invited me today. Oh, he's been really helpful. Like, he helped me get my stuff out of storage in Reno with this truck and bring it down to our flat here. Sorry. My earphone that I have in just made my right ear numb. Hurt actually from the pressure of my hat on it. No problem, it'll be okay. It won't fall off, right? So Steve helped me get my stuff from Reno. He brought me to the bank, and because they know him, they let me set up a bank account. And it was so hard to set up a bank account before because all I had was my passports, and all the banks said no. But this bank said, cool, we'll help you. And that's awesome. So they got my bank account going, and he took me to my job interview for my the simulation test, the work test I go to, and he took me to go get some bike parts. And he's just a heck of a nice guy. And then he brought me and my roommate. We went out to Virginia City today, and we went to Reno because they got this Harley Davidson Street Vibrations Festival going on. And I couldn't really take the video that good because people were nervous to be on video, all the bikers and stuff. But I could tell you what my opinion is about that right now. First of all, he took us for breakfast, and I had some eggs, sunny side up, and buttered bread, and bratwurst, right? So that's one of the reasons why I wasn't going to give up in the wind too, because I needed a hard workout. Right now, going back is a piece of cake compared to my journey up here. Oh, it was so hard to come up here. But for breakfast, you know, it was such a good breakfast. I never eat bread or butter. I haven't had a piece of bread, and I can't remember how long, because I try to be healthy, you know. But it was absolutely delicious, you know. So we walked around Virginia City. For all you don't know, is one of the richest, if not the richest, gold mining towns in America. They got a saloon there called the Bucket of Blood. Have you ever heard Nick Cave? And that song from him. So I gotta concentrate. Gotta be careful here. Stay on your toes in the night. And it's an old mining town. We went to go eat at this tiny little house full of history. But it was full of people too because this Harley Davidson thing, right? And everybody was so fat. And everybody was dressed up. And their attire. And they spent so much money on their bikes. And everybody was as cool as they want to be. And that place was packed, man. Harley Davidson's going up and down the street in endless lines. I never saw anything like that. You know, I saw Jeff Williams, I think, went to Virginia City. And I really hope I could go back there sometime. But the motorcycles, well, let me tell you, they had every different kind of Harley. I only saw a couple crotch rockets. I thought it was so cool. You know, I don't really like cars that much, or motorcycles. But I know it's kind of wasteful and stuff, but they were pretty darn cool, man. So then we drove down to Reno. And that city, it was so hard for me and so empty for days, was packed. And I don't know, I like Virginia City better, but it was like a lot of street markets and motorcycles and you know, it's real hard being away from my wife. It's like, I know it's crazy, but I feel like my body's become synchronized to her ovulation. And a lot of times my wife wouldn't have a lot of sex with me, like, you know, I'm too busy, I can't just have sex non-stop, right? So I feel bad about now being away from my wife for these couple of weeks. It's really tough, man. It's so hard to be a man and not have sex for so long. And like, I'm so sorry, I mean, I'm not dead, right? I just look at girls and like, oh my God. I could hardly see not one pretty girl just to look at. I mean, that's all, you know, but like all the girls on the motorcycles, I'm not trying to be cruel. They were super ugly, you know? Like 99.999%, right? Man, we should have it like make America thin again, you know what I mean? It's like so crazy. I mean, and at the same time, you know, I never have time to go to something like that and do something and see that kind of American history and that kind of culture and like relax. It's like a holiday, even though it's not. I mean, I'm there to do a job, but to not be there with my pretty wife and walk around and Oh, it sucks to be there by myself and not with my kids and my wife. I wish they were there. I sure do. I mean, so it's like lopsided, you know. I was there and like everything is super overpriced. I mean, except for the food, man. I'll tell you what. In China, I could buy almost everything that they're buying at their fair, except for the motorcycles, for like much cheaper. However, the food, yeah, the food is pretty cheap, and it's really make you fat, right? So I try to exercise, but I could see it's a challenge. People are not just fat like by random, that they're all obese. And I mean obese. When you're living abroad and you come back, I could hardly count like 1 or 2 people that are not obese, like really. I don't mean like chubby, I mean like really fat. So now I don't know, man. So it sucks, kind of. My eyes need a holiday, you know. But the motorcycles, there, you know, I'm in this conundrum. There's no subway and there's no bus. And I'm riding my bike here, but it's a hard, in some ways, it's much more difficult here. I mean, like the wind, and the winter's coming. I'm not gonna ride my bike when it's freezing, because people will slide on the ice and kill me. I'm gonna try to ride my bike a lot, but it seems we're gonna need a car. Now, I haven't had a car, and I didn't want a car, and I still don't really want a car, but the thought has come in my head. So I don't know what kind of car to get everybody. Like, I think like a truck or a car, and like I don't know what, I mean, number one, I need to have like, I see gas costs $3 and more than $3.50, almost $4 a gallon, man. Number two, I don't care about the social status of a car. Number three, it's got to fit my kids. You know, four-wheel drive would be nice. It's not absolutely necessary. Bicycles must exit. Oh my God, that was so easy, Brian. Now we're exiting to the Indian reservation, where it gets really spooky in the side streets at night. That was so hard to come there. That took all of my energy. Almost no energy coming back though. But going there to Tesla tonight, oh my God. So I'm gonna have to leave more than 2 hours early if it's gonna be windy. I don't want to jeopardize my position at Tesla. So I'm trying to become very conservative and cautious. I'm going to be in shape because I can't let myself, you know, in the winter I guess I'm going to go either to a gym or go swim laps. I got to stay healthy for my kids. I cannot allow myself to turn into a fat American, no matter what. So anyways, we're going here to the Pyramid Indian Reservation, and we got to go off this exit here because this is a rideable road, and you're only allowed to ride on that road if there's no bikeable route, and this is bikeable. So remember when we did the drawbridge and that was all scary and stuff? Well, right now this is it. We're going the opposite way, only we don't have to do the drawbridge. Oh, I'll tell you, it was so windy when I came this way. I was like crawling, like hardly moving in the headwind, and I just kept telling myself, don't give up, don't give up. You had those bacon and eggs. You want to be fat, man? You want to be American now? Fat, make American thin again. So I didn't give up. So you know, these remote areas, I think about getting a gun. Artie says I shouldn't get a gun, but Artie's like everybody else is get a gun. I trust Artie's judgment. You know, he's like my wise confidant. And but you go on scary roads like this. I like to ride back into the Indian Reservation and get to know this area. The only reason why I haven't made rides over there is because I wanted to closely simulate the ride to work as possible, right? Stay on my P's and Q's, right? So yeah, so I was talking about the challenges of seeing like so many fat people in the, I mean, come on, I mean, all these fat people got motorcycles, and so the guys and the girls, and I thought maybe they should save their money from the motorcycle and get a bicycle. I don't know. And I don't know, man. Because I'm not trying to flirt with people, I'm trying to be focused. But you know, it's so tough, you know. I haven't had sex in like a million years. I feel like I'm gonna fucking go crazy. But anyways, so what else here? So I gotta figure out a car or a truck and that's good for my family. I'm nervous to let my wife drive because my wife is like crashes bicycles and she's gets distracted, and if she gets in an accident with the car, oh my god, it would be dangerous for the kids. And I'm just scared because it's such a serious thing, you know. And my wife says she doesn't need to drive. I could drive. I don't know what to get. I don't know. Going out the motorcycles, I thought, wow, those motorcycles look pretty cool. I looked at this Triumph. I don't know. I saw this BMW RS 1200s. Wow, man, it's like I started to get the motorcycle bug, man. Thought I looked for them secondhand. But even if I had a motorcycle, I'd have to leave it home and pedal into the wind because I don't know, man, I need exercise. That was a really tough workout. But I don't know, maybe just maybe I'll look at one of those BMW motorcycles. Yeah, isn't that foolish though? See, I start to think like American now, right? I mean, can't put my kids on a motorcycle. It's not necessary. See, it's a dangerous thing. I like my flatmates, but they have curious habits. Like, my friend Steve eats a lot. Like, he'll work out and he'll drink beer every day. Okay, I don't want to complain about drink beer because some people drink beer every day. That's not. I used to drink beer. But they'll eat ice cream. And the way he eats junk food, it's like, oh my god, you can't eat food like that, friend. It's not good for you. And like, the way that they watch TV, like these criminal movies. Like they watch this movie like 48 hours. And at first I watched this movie, I saw it on TV, I was trying to figure out what does a 48 hour mean? And it's all, they say 48 hours after somebody's killed is the most important time to, like oh my god. And there's like sensationalism in the media about people getting killed, and it's televised and like, and it's commercialized, and it's like, I watched this thing, oh my god, these are people that are illiterate, that, you know, all the people are lower poverty and class division, and I feel terrible that they make a TV show out of that. It's just like when I see the news in America, just they talk about some terrible, sad, tragic story, and there's no other news. Or they talk about, they dramatize like the Supreme Court thing, and there's no other news. And like these people are conditioned with these Judge Judy, these 48-hour, these crime and police channels, like such sensationalism, dehumanification. Like they watch it on TV, but it's like there's no human value, right? And it just reminds me of when I was a kid watching the sci-fi future. Remember you watch sci-fi kids, like post-apocalyptic times, or in the future where they'd have court TV and the bad guys would have to do a obstacle course, and if they die, they die, like gladiator type futuristic sci-fi. That's like what's happening on media. And like another thing, like all the commercials on TV, it's so surreal. It's so surreal, like all these commercials about medicine and non-lactoid milk and diabetes. So many different pharmaceutical commercials. Like, oh my god. And like all the commercials, like I'm all, are you guys watching this? And my friend, I hear him mention left wing and right wing, and I see the political advertisements to vote left and right wing. It's so surreal, like a football game kind of atmosphere, right? So I just say, yeah, crazy, and I let them talk, and I don't really try to persuade anybody to change their opinions. I just observe, but it's so overpowering, the way the TV is and the way but I can tell you, the people are very nice. When I talk about my family and that my wife can't come in, generally everybody's very surprised, and they don't know that, and they, no, yeah, that's fucked up. But then sometimes they say like, oh, well, your kids could come in, they're American. I say, yeah, but like my 5-year-old, take him from his mom. I mean, he's American, and then they're, oh yeah, that is fucked up. And most, you know, I see Americans on the internet, and some of them are complete assholes, like any nationality, I guess. Especially some trolls on Reddit. But then the people I meet in person, they've all been extremely nice and generous and friendly. So, and you know what? I met a lot of friendly people in China too. So I could confidently say there's friendly people all over this earth, right? Yeah. Oh my God. I'm almost there, man. I'm so worn out from that ride to get there. It took all of my energy and more to not give up, facing the wind. So I feel like this small town here, you know, the houses are more expensive in Reno and everywhere because of the factories, but I'm gonna try to get a apartment or something, or rent a house for my wife and kids. I guess around here. I get a little bit nervous bringing my wife to this village. She'll be the prettiest girl here, right? Yeah. You know, but even fat people are friendly, you know. I don't try to talk bad about people because they're overweight. I say it in a sorrowful way that could be me. I mean, if I eat like I did this morning. Oh, did you hear that truck stop? There's a PA. Your shower is ready. Huh. So I think, oh, did you guys see the car show? On the way home they had a car show with cool cars. You know, I took out my metal detector and I practiced it in the garden of the house, and there'll be a lot to do with my wife and kids. There's so much history around here, you know, and things to see and do together. And I mean, I see that Americans are very wasteful. You know, I don't mean bad, but I mean wasteful. Like, they buy a lot of things that are not necessary. And as much as I like to go outside and eat breakfast, they eat unhealthy. I mean, I got ready for years, or not years, for months to come here with my diet, to not be so hungry, to lose weight. I don't need to have such large portions. I'm so happy to eat it though, and to be their guest. I know I lost maybe too much weight, so 1 or 2 meals won't kill me. But the other people, and especially around the casinos, when you got pizza and food that's $5 and it's so big, if you don't have any self-control, I could see, I mean, you're like, you know those fish that grow to the size of their aquarium? If you keep feeding yourself, you're gonna keep getting fatter. You know? Look at this. A mobile home pulling a car in a trailer. So rich. So much as that was bought by borrowing money though. I see tons of mobile homes pulling cars. So it's like uneven development, why their health could be very bad. Some people could be very rich, and why they could have a lot of materialistic things. They could be in debt, and they could not like their jobs. So I feel as though I'm more efficient. And I don't really feel like I need a motorcycle. I mean, they're cool and stuff, and maybe it's helpful to have one of those. I saw a BMW motorcycle. I mean, maybe it's cool to have one, but come on, I lived 25 years without one, right? And I mean, the breakfast I had bratwurst, eggs, toast, was a greasy, oily, Fattening bratwurst, delicious? You bet it was. It was so yummy. Do I need to eat that every day? Heck no. If I was by myself, I mean, it's hard to pass it up once. But you know what? Now that's twice. I had biscuits and gravy. I had bratwurst and eggs. I mean, I better not get in that habit. Look at them. Be turning fat like everybody else. I mean, I can't go to the gym and spend hours in there every day. So I love the heck out of it. But it sure was a hard ride going up that mountain to pay for that breakfast, you know. So this is a main street here. Over there is the China chef. I gotta try to talk to the boss and some other, find all the Chinese people to try to exchange my money WeChat to give my wife money. I'm trying to make some friends with the Chinese people. There's not a lot, and many come from California. And in the kitchen, I know they're working illegally probably, I don't know. But my wife cannot come in.
Ooh, I'll beat the fuck out of you. Oh.
It's funny. I go to the China buffet and they got these high school girls working or something. I said, got any Chinese people there? Oh yeah, but they only speak Chinese. I said, it's okay, I can speak Chinese. But one of the guys from Hong Kong cannot speak Mandarin. It's crazy because I never meet a Hong Kong guy cannot speak English or Mandarin. You only speak Baiwa right now. And the other guy, LA, California, Chinese guy from Guangdong. So I made it back, everybody. It was a tough ride. I mean, coming back with you guys talking, look at how easy that was. The wind is gone. Well, I don't know, you can see the flag waving up there. It is still blowing, but not so strong as the dollar store. I'll be going there, right? And if you see there, you could see even the people from the dollar store fat, right? I'm not joking with you guys, like. So it's kind of strange living in a small town, huh? Well, you know what? I saw we have a new Patreon subscriber, and I don't know their name, but there's a supporter who supported a patron, and I can't tell you how helpful that is for my family. Thank you so much. Anybody out there that could support us on Patreon, I appreciate that. You know, the journey is not over. I have to still try to get my wife and kids here, and it's like step by step. Like Artie says, like, you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. To be riding my bike in America right now is unbelievable, huh? To be getting ready to go to Tesla and start work. You know, looking now that I'm finally getting able to, what did I tell you guys? Watch, Elon Musk's gonna quit or something now. SEC suing Elon Musk right when my job's getting ready to begin. Isn't that terrible? Trying to talk about him stepping down. That shit wouldn't be happening if I wasn't getting ready to go work there, huh? Yeah. Understand, I want to make a disclaimer, okay, to everybody. whatever I do with Tesla from now on, I can't make videos about it, and I can't really talk about it because that would be a violation of their conduct. So so please don't ask me anything about how that works, because I don't want to get in any kind of trouble for doing that. I just want to be a good worker, and I hope that my blog doesn't offend anybody. Please, I don't know what the political correct is. You know, I got autism. I try to be honest. I'm not racist or against fat people or something. You know, I'm not. But it's not good to be that fat, everybody. You gotta be healthy, right? Whew, so that was a ride back from Tesla with me, huh? It was easier than what it used to be. Thanks for riding with me, everybody. And isn't this crazy? We're riding through a neighborhood. Oh my God. It's a lot different than riding home in China, huh? Yeah, it feels really lonely for me to be riding home and not see my boys and my wife. You know, it really sucks. But it could be worse, right? This is gonna be my home for the next months. And I appreciate you guys watching, all your support. And I will catch you guys later on, okay? Hey. Yeah, sorry.
Exactly. You know, we're standing out here.
Sorry,
waiting.
the thing.
You get your ass in this garage right now.
Thanks for riding with me, everybody. I will catch you later. Larry's just messing around. This is Larry and Andrew. Say what's up. So we got 10 million subscribers. Almost, just 999 million.